green hills and the seconds behind the black and white flags. So, let me get started telling you guys when and how each black and white flag and each penalty happened during the race, because the penalties and the flags were literally part of the 80% of the race, and I have a huge list. So I introduce everybody my little red notebook where I make all my race notes. Get a seat, because I have a huge list. So lap 11 out of 71, just to let you know, Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton were watching every driver. They were like monitoring all the drivers that was going out of the track with track limits. They were all the time communicating to their mechanics. Look, Paris is going out of track. Hamilton's going out of track in every lap. Blah blah blah. Track limits for Sargent. So, lap 11 out of 71, Lando Norris reported track limits for who? Lewis Hamilton. They were fighting for P4, and Lando Norris were all the time in the rating saying that Lewis Hamilton were going out of the track in every lap. So first, black and white flag for Lewis Hamilton. And remember that in lap 13, Lewis Hamilton complained that the car wasn't fast. And at some point after all, Toto Wolff answered him, Lewis, we know the car is bad, just drive it. And he drove it. It was funny. Lap 14, this time black and white flag for Tsunoda. Lap 17, Tsunoda and Hamilton got 5-second penalty for track limits. Lap 24, Hamilton started to watch Paris and started to report track limits for him in turn 10. Lap 25, Ocon receives penalty. Lap 28, 5-second penalty for who? Carlos Sainz, because of track limits. Lap 30, Tsunoda, who received 5-second penalties, failed to pay the 5-second penalties. Lap 32, Gasly black and white flag. Lap 36, Albon 5-second penalty for track limits. Lap 37, black and white flag for Stroll. Lap 39, Nick de Vries 5-second penalty for forcing Magnussen's Haas out of the track. Lap 43, Gasly 5-second penalties because of the track limits. Lap 54, Yuki Tsunoda 10-second penalties at track limits. Lap 60, black and white flag, Logan Sargent. Lap 66, he did it again, so now he received 5-second penalties, Logan Sargent, track limits. So after all the confusion, going out of the track, flags, penalties, this is the final penalty result. The race finished with some drivers, like for example Carlos Sainz, who finished before, and Lando Norris for 5. But at the end, several drivers went up positions and others went down 1-2 positions because of the penalties. So it was a huge race. When I'm telling you that it was 80% of the race penalties and flags, it was literally penalties and flags. So after all, the race ended with the result, and minutes later ended up with another result. So it was an interesting race, and it was a funny race. And at the end, we had a new record of most penalties earned in one race for Esteban Ocon, who got 4 penalties. So let's truly start the video properly after all the penalties that we already know. The Austrian Grand Prix, we had the sprint race. Yeah, the second sprint race of the year. So the schedule was Friday, practice 1, then the race qualifying. Then Saturday we had the sprint shootout, and then the F1 sprint race, and on Sunday the actual race. So let's get started. What happened qualifying on Friday? Not a surprise. Max Verstappen got pole position for the race, but this time he was followed by the Ferrari boys, Charles Leclerc P2 and Carlos Sainz P3. Then Saturday during the sprint shootout, Charles Leclerc received 3 grid positions penalty because he blocked Oscar Piastri's car, and during the sprint race, once again, winner Max Verstappen. And now, Sunday, the actual race. Lap 8 of 71, Carlos Sainz started to take his teammate Charles Leclerc, but on lap 10, he was told to not attack him. Lap 11, we had a battle for P4 between Hamilton and Lando Norris. Lap 14, yellow flag, sector 1 and 2 for Hülkenberg. He lost power. He was retired off the race. With the yellow flag, we had a virtual safety car, and of course, all the drivers took the opportunity to pit stop. Ferrari had a slow pit stop, and Leclerc returned behind Verstappen, as it was, but Sainz returned behind Hamilton for 5, and he questioned his team why they didn't keep him out. So basically, after that pit stop, Carlos Sainz started to drive like never did before. And lap 19, he battled for P4 with Hamilton, and he wins. Then lap 21, he quickly overtakes Checo Perez for P3. This is the start of the Carlos Sainz Austrian show. So Max Verstappen was the leader of the race, and he had like a title because recently he was leading all laps in every race. But this time he decided on lap 25 to pit for hards, and Charles Leclerc took the lead, followed by Carlos Sainz. So for this short time, we had Ferrari 1-2. Lap 26, we had Verstappen and Sainz fighting for P2, and lap 28, we had Hamilton and Norris fighting for P4, and the British in the McLaren got the best position. Lap 32, Leclerc was said that the degradation was too much, and the team was considering to have 3 stops, but Leclerc said no. And on lap 35, Verstappen takes back P1 from Leclerc. Let's keep talking about Carlos Sainz's amazingly Austrian show. Everything really started on lap 56. Yeah, because Checo Perez was behind Norris for 5. Then he overtakes Norris, and then lap 58, he started to chase our smooth operator. Lap 59, they were side by side, wheel with wheel. It was Checo got the front, then Carlos got the front back. Then they turn. Carlos is gonna take by the outside. No, Checo is taken by the inside. Blah, blah, blah. At the end, it was an incredible fight to watch. He was holding Checo Perez really good, really. As I told you, he was driving like he never did before, and unfortunately, he lost the position. Checo got P3 and got the podium. It was exactly lap 62. Yes, 62. 9 laps to go. Carlos Sainz lost his first podium of the season, but it was the apex of the race, and in a certain way, of course, Charles Leclerc got the podium, P2, because he drove good, really good. He had a great weekend, but Carlos Sainz, in a certain way, has fingers on it because he holded Checo Perez for a good amount of time to permit that Charles could have that gap, and Checo Perez wasn't being able to run after Charles and try to overtake him. Carlos Sainz got several penalties. He finished the race before, but as I told you at the beginning of the video, some drivers drop position and others earn position. In this case, happened to Carlos Sainz. He dropped to P6, and yeah, but he gave us a good battle to watch and a gift to Leclerc in a certain way, because Leclerc got the 800 Scuderia Ferrari podium, and yeah, it was a good. I can't put in words that it was a good weekend for Ferrari, both of drivers. Lap 65, battle for 16th among that this time it was four drivers among Magnussen, Bottas, Tsunoda, and Piastri. At this point, Max Verstappen is not fighting for the championship anymore, but he chose to fight for fastest lap. One lap to go. He decided to pit stop for soft, just to get the fastest lap because he was already leading the race, and so he was like, why not? Why not? So he pitted with no tires, got the fastest lap, and returned with a 3 seconds gap between him and the driver behind, which was Charles Leclerc. And there you go, your race result. P1, of course, the winner, Max Verstappen, followed by Charles Leclerc and Checo Perez, who was sick and had a great race. And driver of the day, him, Lando Norris. So this was the video about the Austrian Grand Prix at Rebel Ring and with all the Papaya Army. And I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one, Silverstone. And yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. If you like the video, give me your like, and see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.